Kazakhstan from above.
The ancient Turkestan city is called a spiritual capital of Turkic community, a part of the Great Silk Road connecting East and West. The main sacred sightseeing attractions of Kazakh steppe are concentrated right here. Since the date of announcement of Turkestan as the administrative center of the region, a new epoch started in its modern history. Large-scale constructions of the spiritual center of the country combined advanced architectural solutions and cultural and historical heritage. Kervansaray, the largest in Central Asia tourist complex, deserves particular attention. The amazing structure gained an informal name, Kazakhstan Venice, for the specific water channels connecting the objects of the structure along which you can move by boats. Kervansaray as a mono-city has everything necessary for its visitors, including hotels, restaurants, shops, as well as various entertainments and a flying theater built in the form of the samruk bird's egg. A visit to the center will be a fascinating journey into the history of the Middle Ages in the footsteps of the Great Silk Road. The new sports facility appeared in the football world of Kazakhstan, the Turkestan Arena Stadium. It is designed for 7,000 seats and is fully equipped with the necessary equipment. The stadium can host republican and international competitions in various sports. The first official games in the framework of the country's Super Cup have already been held here. The arena is designed not only for football matches, but also track and field athletics, table tennis, and archery classes. Turkestan is famous by the name of the great scientist, religious leader, Qazaq Yasawi. He was a unique person and made a significant contribution to the cultural and educational life of that time. A modern museum was built in his honor within the framework of Ruhani Жаңғыру program. The facility itself is of a unique architecture and consists of 3 floors with a total area of over 3,000 square meters. The works of the scientist and his students can be found here. The new mosque, named after Ahmed Yasawi, stands around here. Its area occupies 2 hectares, the height of minarets is 33 meters and the dome is 31 meters. At present, travelers from all over the world come to Turkestan to see the mausoleum of Qazaq Yasawi, the architectural masterpiece of a medieval art of building. The amazing complex of palaces and temples became the first monument in the history of Kazakhstan included in the UNESCO World Heritage List. The mausoleum of incredible beauty was built 233 years after the death of the greatest thinker by order of the ruler Tamerlane. The best architects of Samarkand were invited for its construction. The mausoleum is a rectangular building with portals and domes. The height of the arch portal is 35.5 meters. The complex has one of the largest brick domes in Central Asia. Its height is 44 meters and its diameter is 22 meters. Archaeological excavations of Kultobe ancient settlement are underway in close proximity to Hoxha Ahmet Yasawi Mausoleum. This is a large-scale project of creation of a historical park in the open air. Lots of interesting finds were discovered here in the course of excavations, including gold, iron, and bronze items, ceramics, coins, household appliances. All these testifies that Kultobe ancient settlement was a center of trade and handicrafts. It was also one of the points of the Great Silk Road, which laid the foundation for international relations between East and West. The Hazret Sultan Open Air Museum also includes the mausoleum of Rabia Sultan Begim, the great-granddaughter of Tamerlane and the daughter of the astronomer Ulugh-Bek, married to the first ruler of that time, Abul Khair Khan, the Khan of the Uzbek Khanate. The original ethno-village became an organic continuation of the museum and memorial complex. The exhibition presents the national history of the life of nomads. Yurts, national decoration, clothing, handicrafts. You can visually become familiar with the customs, traditions, and culture of the Kazakh people here. It has been proven long ago that the globally known memorial Hazret Sultan is beyond compare in terms of architectural style and complexity. "2018 is marked with a significant event in the life of Turkestan. By the decree of the leader of the nation, Nursultan Nazarbayev, the Turkestan region was formed. This was the start of Turkestan flourishing. A new page has been opened in its ancient history. The city changes in a noticeable way. Its construction is well underway. Infrastructure facilities, social and cultural and sports facilities, as well as administrative buildings are being built. Residential neighborhoods are located around the historical and cultural center. Turkestan lives in the mode of big construction today. One of the sacred places of Turkestan is Arslan Bab Mausoleum. He was the teacher and spiritual mentor of Hoxha Ahmet Yasawi. The mausoleum, built in the 12th century, is made of burnt bricks. The building was built in an unconventional way. It has minaret towers from where the adhan sounds traditionally, more reminiscent of the observation posts of the fortress. The building consists of two parts, a two-chamber tomb and a memorial mosque. There is a new mosque of impressive dimensions right here. A picture between the past and the future. The important advantage of the ancient monument is the ancient handwritten Quran. People come to shrines with deep respect, especially on religious holidays, honoring and carefully preserving the cult of their history and ancestors. Turkestan is taking the first steps in using solar potential. The project is compliant with the green economy policy and promotes the industrial and innovative development of Kazakhstan. The region is in power shortage situation, therefore the advanced technologies are being implemented in launching the JTSI solar power plant. The energy of the heavenly body is planned to be used for street lighting and water heating. A significant part of the sun potential application is concentrated exactly in the south of the country. One of the largest cities in Central Asia is Otrar Ancient City. Its history dates back almost 2,000 years and is full of the periods of prosperity and welfare, as well as dramatic decline and complete oblivion. It was destroyed several times throughout its history. The walls of the fortress were besieged by the Mongols. Other nomadic peoples also raided the fortress over the centuries. Now there are only ruins overgrown with grass in the place of the once flourishing city. The city was located on one of the main branches of the Silk Road and was a major trade center. Otrar was famous for its own mint, a luxurious bazaar, unusual public bath, a huge library which was not inferior to the most famous libraries of antiquity. Scientists, wise men, skilled musicians, fortune tellers, and jewelers settled here. This is place where one of the most famous and outstanding philosophers of the East, Abu Nasr al-Farabi, was born and raised. Right in the place of the ruins of the ancient settlement, there is an open-air archaeological museum now. Many historical artifacts have been found here, including kitchen utensils, jewelry, furniture, coins, and many interesting finds. Otrar Oasis is considered to be the cultural heritage of the Great Steppe. The wildlife lovers will like traveling through the endless expanses of Karatau mountain range. Mysterious canyons and caves of Achisai Plateau will make your trip fascinating and memorable. The plateau has a height of about 1 kilometer and is inclined to the south, and 3 large canyons cut into it along its entire length. They are called the Black Mountains for the dark gray and brownish color of the rocks, and also because the mining of the ore was carried out here, from which lead, silver, and iron were smelted. Almost every gorge has a small stream. Thanks to this, a unique microclimate, a kind of flora and fauna, is formed here. Camel breeding has been practiced since ancient times in Kazakhstan. Today, camel farming is actively developing in Turkestan region. This sphere makes it possible to fully meet the needs of population for wool, milk, and meat in a desert climate. Camels are absolutely unpretentious in keeping. They can easily manage without drinking. In addition, they are used as a means of transportation. The steppe expanses are also home for noble horses. There is nothing more beautiful than a picture of grazing horse herds. Nomadic tribes had a cult of the horse since ancient times. life and death depended on them, so over time the horse became a sacred animal. The agro-industrial complex is the main industry of the Turkestan region, providing the population with the most important food products and having a significant export potential. A particular attention is paid to the cultivation of cotton, corn, tobacco, sunflowers, fruits, and vegetables. The Sayram city is famous since the 13th century. It was a powerful center for the spread of the Muslim religion in Central Asia. That is why the mazars of many Islamic leaders and preachers are located here. The Ibrahim Atta mausoleum was built presumably in the 16th, 17th centuries over the burial of the local sheikh, according to the legend, being the father of Ahmed Yasawi. This structure belongs to one of the earliest surviving monuments of domed mausoleums of medieval architecture. There is the Abdelaziz Bab mausoleum in the center of the old burying ground among residential buildings next to one of the main streets. He was one of the first who chose the path of the Prophet Muhammad. The mausoleum is made in medieval architectural traditions. The quadrangular complex consists of 3 domed rooms, an arch-shaped entrance with columns. The grandfather of Qazaq Yasawi, Mahmud Khan Atta, is also buried in Sayram. His life fell on the 10th century, the epoch of the greatest prosperity of this region. Having gained the status of a noble saint, he widely promoted the Islam religion among his contemporaries. The Sauran ancient settlement is a medieval settlement perfectly preserved until now. The first mention of it is found in written sources starting from the 10th century. The ancient city was an important trade and economic point between the Central Asian Khanate and steppe tribes. The city offered many places of recreation and trade for numerous merchants. Various handicrafts were actively developing. Sauran was rich and developed. The architecture of the ancient settlement withstood the attacks of enemies and the merciless force of time. The secret of extraordinary durability lies in the local clay. It has been famous for its properties since ancient times. Sauran clay is still popular today. Kazakh restorers use it to restore medieval religious buildings throughout the country. An interesting fact is that the underground water pipelines with a total length of almost 120 kilometers passed through the city. Excavations in the ruins of the settlement continue and discover more and more centuries-old mysteries of the history of ancient buildings. Turkestan is a sacred center of Kazakhstan. Its sacred land, which became the spiritual heart of the Great Steppe, keeps the ashes of about 170 outstanding historical figures. Architectural and archaeological places attract tourists from all over the world like a magnet. Today, it is an amazing opportunity to touch the greatest history that has survived till nowadays.